Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Mark Love, and today we have a special guest with us. I'd like to introduce Troy Schultz. He is an account manager for Newmar Corporation. Great to have you, Troy.
Thank you.
A couple of quick questions before we get started on this unit. How long have you been in the motorhome industry?
Great question. I've been in the industry since I got out of college, so 1988. So many years. That's why I got the gray hair.
32 years. Now, you've only been with Newmar a short while, since January, I believe. Obviously, you've worked for a lot of manufacturers. What's your take on Newmar as a newcomer? What do you make of the environment?
Well, one of the things that's really great is I have a lot of experience because I've worked with other manufacturers. And the thing about Newmar that excited me the most is they do things a little bit different. And when you know the difference by hopefully watching this little walk around that we're going to do, you'll understand why Newmar is the company they are today.
Okay, well, you brought up a good point too. I like their slogan, when you know the difference, and we're going to point out some of that today. The unit we're going to show you is a 2020 Mountain Aire 4543 floor plan. Stock number is 5N190528. And, you know, when you look at a motorhome, anytime you're spending $500,000 and up, they're beautiful. They have great paint jobs, cabinetry is beautiful, high-end appliances, but Newmar's known for being a better ride, having a nicer unit. What is the difference with the Newmar that makes it such a great ride?
Well, one of the things that I really like in seeing since I work at Newmar now is a lot of motorhome manufacturers out there do things unique and a little bit different. But what's nice about Newmar is our foundation is built by us. That's another thing that's nice with Newmar is we build a lot of our components, our structures, our sidewalls, our roof, but the foundation is key. And I like to point out some of the similarities because when you're looking at a motorhome, it's a house on wheels. And when you build a house, what do you start that house with? A superior foundation. And at Newmar, we do have that. And that's one of the things that I'm going to show you, and you're probably going to see this, is the Star Foundation. You know, we have the chassis that comes from either Spartan or Freightliner. In a lot of our motorhomes, we build a strong, true, and robust foundation. And that's where we're going to set the motor coach on top of, you know, the motorhome. So when you look at handling, how it goes down the ride, you know, you want to have a foundation that's flat, level, and square because it affects everything as you go up. You know, just like a house is built. You know, you have a strong foundation. In a motorhome, why wouldn't you want a robust Star foundation?
Absolutely. And as we walk back here a little bit, you can see the components of the Star foundation. We pointed out before that one unique thing is these floor joists don't set right on top of the chassis rails. It prevents the twisting and tweaking. You don't pop tiles and grout. Just a better platform all the way around. As we're going back here, we'll point out a few of the features. We do have a couple of slide-out trays. These are nice electric slide-out trays. When you're in a Mountain Aire, you're in a true luxury RV, so it's not something you're going to see on every coach. Now that we know, you know, Newmar builds a better foundation, a stronger platform, I want to talk a little bit about the floor itself and the sidewalls. What can you tell us about the floor being built in that process?
Well, it's probably a little bit better over here. Let me kind of get this shot. We're going to turn. So in a motorhome, we have the Star foundation, and you're going to see 2x3 ladder type construction, batten insulation, and then structure wood on top of that, which is water resistant. So you've got a superior flat, level, and square floor going on the foundation of a motorhome. A lot of the competitors out there, sometimes they build a laminated floor, but not a Newmar. We build the 2x3 house type construction, batten insulation, your duct work going through for heat, and that's really a great way to build your floor structure.
Yep. And what about these sidewalls? I've noticed with a lot of other manufacturers, when you want to move a 110 outlet or want to have something special in the sidewall, it seems to be quite a problem to change that. Why is it so much easier with a Newmar?
Well, that's one of the things that we create, and we do a lot of specials. Because when you build a motorhome that's, you know, $500,000 or more or less, depending on, you know, what brand that you get, you want to have certain things. And by us building everything from the ground up, you know, foundation, our floor structure from that standpoint, it allows us to move, you know, like electric outlets in different areas from that standpoint. And you can kind of see from that standpoint.
Okay, one other thing that maybe a lot of people don't know, these doors, these compartment doors are different. They're heavier. I think they're made out of steel. What can you tell us about these?
You know, a lot of times when you look at manufacturers in the industry, a lot of companies order storage compartment doors from vendors. And we build from our Baystar Sport all the way up to our King Airs. We build our own doors. And you can see it's a very thick aluminum type door. You know, insulated from that standpoint, positive lock. So when you shut it, I mean, it shuts and it looks like a great looking door. And that's the one thing I really like about Newmar and its door design.
You know, another thing is, I notice they use a full length hinge, is that right? A piano type hinge. It's just a stronger door. You can hang on these and they don't sag. Let's move around the back a little bit more and point out some of the other features. First of all, back here we have dual fills for your DEF tank. Now this has 150 gallons of fuel, so you'll have 15 gallons of DEF that you can fill from either side. Here we have our chassis batteries and master chassis disconnect switch. And you're right about the doors. When they slam, they're solid. You know they're shut. Let's move back here to the engine compartment. So right here we have our 500 horse Cummins. It's an ISL 11.9 liter, 1,645 foot-pounds of torque. This is built on a 54,000 pound Freightliner chassis. Now the empty weight on this is something like 46,200 pounds. What that means is you have 7,800 pounds of cargo capacity to put in the coach. And it also is rated to tow 15,000 pounds. So with the 54,000 pound chassis, 500 horse engine, all that torque, when you're out here in Colorado or in mountainous areas, it gets you up the hill a lot faster than you're going to in a lot of other coaches. Also, with the side radiator, you can see how easy it is to access the engine compartment, check your fluids, your air filter. Everything is right here at your fingertips. Right here is your air filter gauge. As this tends to get up into the red, it's an indication that you probably got a clogged air filter. You might want to change it. It's all very easy to access. Move around on the side here. I don't want to spend too much time over here because it's pretty hot in the sun.
Hey Mark, you know, one of the things that I think that you really need to understand when you look at sidewalls, and we talked about a little bit on the specials, the one thing that you're going to see with a Newmar is every 16-inch centers, you have C-channel aluminum, stamped aluminum, all the way down our coach. And that really allows us to do some of those hardwire, you know, 4x12 or electrical outlets from that standpoint. And what's really great, it's not a laminated wall.
Right.
So when you have, you know, things like this, you know, house type construction with 16-inch centers, you know, then you're going to go and see we do the slide outs the same way. Our slide outs are stamped aluminum, C-channel, so that allows us to run the wires through. And that really makes a difference when you look at a Newmar product.
Yeah, it really does. Another thing that I got to mention, Newmar's paint jobs are superb. They are second to none. Talk a little bit about the paint process.
Well, you know, this is probably one of the things that I really enjoy the most, is because when you're driving down the road and something catches you and you're like, oh wow, that's a great looking motorhome. Anything that Newmar builds, we paint. We use BASF industrial finishes, and that's one of the things from our Baystar Sport all the way up to the King Aire, Essex, you know, we're looking at a Mountain Aire. We cut and buff, we paint everything in-house, down to like our storage doors that we build, our slide outs that we build, even like from the back side, you know, we carry a lot of through of the paint all the way through. Other manufacturers in this industry, sometimes they'll use graphics, sometimes, you know, you'll just have different things. We control that at Newmar, and that again is the difference.
You know, I've been to the Newmar factory, and it's interesting. You'll see a King Aire going down the line, and the very same crew working on the coach behind it is a Baystar Sport. Their highest and their lowest end, back to back. Same people working on the coach. They don't have specialized divisions. They don't make trailers, fifth wheels. I know they did it one time. They make motorhomes, and they do a great job at it.
Another thing too with Mark, if you want a special color on a Mountain Aire,
yeah, great point.
you can call Mark, because he can get you the colors that you want. I can't just change the graphic design, but I can change the colors that you need. So if you got that alumni tailgate that you're going to and you want a certain college color, talk to Mark, he can do it for you.
Speaking of college colors, are you a Liberty fan now?
Oh yes, Liberty
Troy
Flames.
has a son that is a left tackle at Liberty, and Troy played football at Ball State. When we get inside, I always stand in the shower and show you how much room. We're going to put Troy in it this time, so let's move on past this and get inside where it's a little cooler. Again, quickly, you can see our water compartment, power reel, macerator, which is more or less a garbage disposal for your black tank. Up here we have a power cord reel. That's very convenient when you're rolling up your cord particularly. Those things can get pretty tough to wrestle. You have your Oasis hydronic heating system. 2 electric elements and 1 diesel burner in each Oasis. Much more efficient than some of the others. And then as you can see here, we have our slide out trays that again come out on either side, and they are all electric. And then finally our battery compartment, and again that is on a slide out tray. 8 AGM 6-volt batteries. That tells me this is an all electric coach with induction cook surface and residential refrigerator. You can probably hear our generator a little bit. It's not that loud, but we have a 12.5 kilowatt diesel quiet generator, and we're going to move around inside where we've got some AC now.
Before we get inside, there's one thing I've got to kind of talk about, and sometimes the slide outs. When they open and close, the nice thing about Newmar is we have a flush design. So the slide out comes in and seals right here from this manufacturer. Sometimes other brands out there, they do a bulb seal. So they come through here and they put a pressure point against the sidewall. Ours goes all the way in. So you have great looking lines down the side of the coach. And usually on a slide out, there's 2 things that can go wrong. Leak or air leaks. With a Newmar, that's one of the things by having this flush design is really great.
Actually, wind noise from slide outs can be louder than the engine noise up front, so great design. Good looking cap. I like the way the windshield wipers are kind of down behind the cap here, and you have a huge windshield. You can pull right up behind a vehicle. When I'm with a person that's never been in an RV before, they think we're going to hit the car in front of us, but you can see down there very well. Let's move inside.
Hey, before you get talking in here, Mark, one of the things I want to show you is our doors. A nice thing, you kind of hear that noise in the background. When I shut this door and there's traffic going on the highway right here, look at how quiet it is. That's a motorhome. And that's what excites me when you go to make your purchase for a motorhome, is you got to find out some of those different things that add up in a Newmar product. And right here, you want to be able to talk to your spouse, you know, driving or passenger when you're going down through. And a lot of it starts with the design of our sidewalls and the entrance doors.
It goes back to the slogan, when you know the difference. And I can tell you from firsthand experience. We'll have some used motorhomes at times parked out here by the highway, and you walk from one to the other, you notice which ones you hear the highway noise more. They're also the ones that are hotter in the summer and colder in the winter. Better insulation, quieter ride, just a smoother all around, enjoyable driving experience. Now that we're inside, I'm not going to go through the floor plan issues a lot. Katie actually did a really good video pointing out the features of the floor plan a few weeks ago on this one. But I did want to show you, you've got the new dash, of course. Freightliner changed a lot of things for the 2020 model. All of your controls are right at your fingertips. You have the 360 camera, the large 10.5-inch screen. And then up here, this is where your Silverleaf system is. Now, when you get to a Newmar, or get to the Mountain Aire in the Newmar lineup, you get the Silverleaf, which is part of your multiplex wiring system. It controls everything from right here. It's a real jump up in electronics. You can also see our slide-out controls, our awning controls. We have our Winegard Traveler satellite up here. Everything is convenient right at your fingertips.
And you're going to hear about it in the bathroom, but I'm a big guy. Another thing I like about our product is the seats are very comfortable and they're big. I'm a wide load. It's okay. I can call myself a wide load. But that's one of the things that's really nice with our seating design. I'm a big boy, so comfort is critical when you're driving 2 hours, 5 hours, or 10 hours, whatever it may be.
And another thing, if you notice right there, there is another monitor where Troy just got up. The passenger can help you navigate, can change your radio and stuff like that. Okay, let's move on back. This is a 45-foot full wall slide, bath and a half model. The kitchen here does have a nice little extension.
You got to talk about the cabinetry, Mark.
Well, I was going to bring that up. This is the Sabo maple cabinetry. Do you guys bring anything in from out of house?
The nice thing about Newmar is your cabinetry, your designs, all that, we do that in-house. We do a lot of hand sanding, hand staining, and we do the cabinetry from that standpoint. The other thing, like for me, that I like is, traditionally if you look at a lot of little things, here's their storage door on brand X. But on a Newmar product, look at how much longer and more depth. That allows us to have tons of storage from all brands. When you look at all the designs that we have, all wood drawers, metal drawer glides, for unique features.
Soft close on all of these, and great dovetails on the corners too. Really quality work. Let's move on back. Again, I said I'm not going to go over a lot of the features on the floor plan, but one of the things that I find is very important, especially with women, is wardrobe storage in the bathroom. So we're going to go back to the bathroom and show you some of that.
Before you get there, you might want to talk about the pantry storage. A lady loves pantry. Gotcha, honey. That's my wife, Holly. The other thing I like for me, being a big guy, is we have the space-saving door, which is really, doesn't allow the hinge to come out. So there's just little things that sometimes you don't think about asking because you assume all motorhomes are the same. These are some of the unique things that Newmar does in design that make our motorhomes the vehicle of choice.
They have a nice positive lock here on your pantry too. Oops, there we go. Well, Cherish, why don't you step in there first? So this is the bathroom. Yep. Now the one thing I wanted to point out back here, you've got a full closet for wardrobe storage. If you look all the way back there, you can see you can remove some of those shelves and use it for extra wardrobe storage. Comes with a nice shoe rack, and all of the diesels have a safe. Try to keep my squirt guns. Now, like I said, I normally get in this shower, but I want to put Troy into it so you can see how much room there is. It can handle an ex-football player, a large guy, with ease.
Okay, now a lot of times, no one really wants to point out the bathrooms because, it's, I don't know, sometimes it's a dirty job. But not me. You gotta have room. And that's one thing in our bathrooms, our designs, our shower stalls. Look at this. I'm 6'3" and I'm plus 300 pounds. Look at this. I got room to maneuver around from that standpoint. The other little nice feature, zero in on this, is I push this button, hot water is circulating right now, so I'm not losing all my water if I'm full timing from that standpoint and going into my gray tank. When that light comes on, I'll have instant hot water. That's another thing that's just really great with our products. You're saving the water.
Another thing I like about this particular floor plan, not only the storage drawer, but a built-in hamper. And then of course, like all of the diesels, you're going to have the stackable washer and dryer.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't even talk about the bathroom. Now, I don't know about you, but at my house, I have 2 sinks. That's what sells this particular floor plan, is you've got my wife's sink and I got my sink. So you can be getting ready, different times, or you can just have your own little domain. I know that my wife, she likes to brush her teeth just on her side. She don't like to use my stuff. So that's one thing that's nice with this floor plan, the dual design.
And one final thing before we leave, this is a great feature. Let me get it unlocked. We've got an egress door. There we go, figure it out. Heaven forbid that there should be a reason you need to use this, but if there's a fire, if there's an emergency, and you've got to get out, pull that tab down, a ladder drops down, and it's easy to exit the motorhome. Most other RVs, you are going out through a window, and that's going to be quite a drop down to the pavement. So Newmar is really unique in some of their features. All right.
Except the S-curve.
I did point out when we were outside, this is an all-electric unit. We have a residential refrigerator. I think this is about 18 or 19 cubic foot French door style refrigerator. And the other element of the all-electric feature is your induction cook surface. And nice thing about this, it is true induction, but it's removable. So I can take this out, unplug it, go outside under my awning, and cook outside. Let me move that.
Hey, one of the things I want to talk to you about, and we talked about the floor structure from that standpoint, but Newmar has a flat floor design. Our slide outs come into a flat floor, and notice this is a tile. The other thing that I really like with us is traditionally when they go to put floor tiles together, a lot of the substrate materials that they're using to bond, the tiles in that, they butt joint. If you look at us, we use S-curves throughout so that you're distributing everything across from sidewall to sidewall. So it really has a great design. So these tiles, are going to last forever.
And getting back to the slogan again, when you know the difference, there are so many things Newmar does differently. But in your opinion, Troy, what really is special about Newmar?
Well, hopefully, with some of the things that we talked to you about, you're going to look for things when you go to purchase your motorhome or, to trade a motorhome that you have into a Newmar unit. Is really the management from that standpoint. The companies that we do, we build everything in-house, which is really unique. But for me, being in the industry as long as I have, it's really the people. And when you look at Newmar, like our sales staff, You know, I have a sales coordinator that is there to help me when I'm traveling on the road. You know, a president that has a vision to take a company to build a superior product and make you a product so that you know the difference in a Newmar. And it starts from Base Star Sport all the way to Base Star, all the way up to King Air. And for me, that's the one exciting thing that since I've joined the company since January, is the company I work for is really the best I've ever worked for.
Yeah, and I think most people that have owned motorhomes for a while, when they talk about Newmars, they are at the top of the list. So, once again, I'm Mark. Let me get some information here for you. My name's Mark Love. If you have questions on this unit or any of our units, please contact me. And I'd like to once again thank you, Troy. This has been great having you here. A lot of great training for us whenever he comes out. Please reach out to us, and until next time, like always, happy trails, my friends.
Thank you.